Hello, I'm with Suresh Withana, who's Managing Partner at Harmony Capital, part of Adamas Finance Asia. Great to see you as usual, Suresh. And a great story to tell us. You're a man that hasn't rested over Christmas.
Indeed. It's great to be here, Polly. Thank you. Yes, very busy over Christmas. We've had a number of announcements that came out actually over the holiday period. Markets were obviously quiet, but it seems that people are starting to pay attention to what's going on. So that's kind of one of the reasons why we're out there trying to meet a few people and get the story out.
And talking about the story itself, of course, it's about your focus from last year.
Yes.
That focus on the Quarry in China. Bring us up to date on the status on that.
Yes, well, we've always said, and we did say consistently in 2019, that we plan on bringing the Quarry back into production. It's about 40% of our portfolio value. As you can imagine, there's some skepticism in the market about natural resources in China, and we have both those things in this asset. So we felt that the best way to disprove that, or to prove that we knew what we were doing, is to bring the asset into production. So we're very excited that just at the end of December, we released an announcement saying that the asset actually is finally in production. We even sold some product. And so, we're looking forward to what that means for 2020 as well.
And this investment is owned and controlled by you. Tell investors what difference that makes.
Yes, it's one of my favorite mantras. The best way to lose money in Asia, or any part of the world for that matter, in my view, is to be a minority shareholder. And that could be said is the case in China as well. We own 85% of this asset. We did so through a restructuring about 2 years ago. And because of that, we control it from the ground up, all the way down from the operational team, the management team, the accountants, the bank accounts. Everything's controlled by us, meaning Harmony Capital or Adamas Finance Asia. My team also spends every month on site monitoring what's going on as well. So we've been saying that for some time, but ultimately it's facts that matter. And the fact is, now that we're in production, hopefully people will give us a bit more credit for what we've been saying all along.
And what are we going to see in terms of an operational update?
I think we'll start providing more regular updates on the asset, hopefully by, let's say, February timeframe. There is the Chinese New Year period, which is upon us in late January, and that's a time when all of China shuts down, basically for a fortnight. Most of Asia does as well. So we're hoping that we can give another operational update sometime in February to keep the market appraised of what's going on.
So having reassured those doubters now, of course, we're seeing the share price tick up slightly. Where are you expecting it to go? What's your feelings on that?
Well, I can't predict the future. I'd be in a different business if I could. But I think our view has always been that because our share price is at such a large discount to our net asset value, which we've disclosed regularly throughout 2019, that there is an opportunity there that people should take very seriously. And I understand the skepticism, as I said, around one of our large investments. But now that we have put it into production, we're hoping people will take us a lot more seriously. If people are looking for names for 2020 to at least put on their watch list, I would encourage them to do so when it comes to Adamas Finance Asia. And our hope is that the discount to net asset value will narrow quite dramatically in 2020, and we're seeing a little bit of that this week already. So
you're even putting it in a cheeky way, aren't you? You're saying if people buy now, investors buy now, they're actually getting that asset for free.
Yeah, in a sense. I mean, the maths is very simple, all based on public information. We've said the asset is about 40% of our net asset value. We are trading currently at a discount of over 50% to our net asset value. So again, connecting the dots, one could look at it as getting this asset exposure for free if you were to go into the market. So that's one way of looking at it. Ultimately, it's up to investors to decide whether it's an attractive enough investment for their portfolio. But we certainly are doing our part, and I think that's the important message we want to get through.
And you're uniquely placed in the London market, are you, as far as SMEs in Asia go? Yes,
I've always been warned about using the word unique, but I can say that in the last 3 years, I'm still yet to find an investment company that does what we do, listed on the London Stock Exchange. And by that I mean we're pan-Asian focused. We focus only on the SME space, the small and medium enterprise space across Asia. And yet, to this date, I haven't seen another investment company that does exactly what we do.
Now, just lastly, Suresh, of course, investors love to hear about dividends. And is there a chance the board may make an announcement on dividends soon?
I think there is a reasonable prospect of that happening, because the board in 2019 publicly stated that it is their intention for this company, for Adamas Finance Asia, to become a dividend-paying stock. For the first time in the company's history, we disclosed through our interim results in September last year that we started generating a reasonable amount of revenues actually from our portfolio, our repositioned portfolio, and I expect that to continue in 2020. So taking those two things together, I don't think it would be unreasonable to expect that the board may announce a dividend policy sometime in the near future.
And what are we looking at in terms of news flows over the next 12 to 24 months?
Oh, there's a lot. I can tell you about the next 3 to 6 months, which is, a lot of updates, as I said, on the Quarry. More updates in terms of our existing portfolio, because, for example, we have investments in places like Niseko, in the ski resorts in Japan, which we said all along are becoming operational shortly over the winter period, which is what it is today. And so, there'll be announcements about our existing portfolio, and always people should be looking out for new investments that we may announce, because we're working behind the scenes on a very active pipeline of opportunities across Asia.
It's good to get up to date. Suresh Rathana, thanks very much indeed.
Thank you for having me, Polly.